So as we start from standing, we're going to begin with some warm-ups to get our hearts moving. And then we'll do a little bit of a check-in. So to begin, noticing where the body is, if there are roots coming from the soles of our feet. Think about our arches sprouting deep roots as we press down and out with our feet. And we lengthen as the ribs open up and the heart blossoms up. Palms can gently press into one another. Like there's a little ball of light between them, right at your heart center. And head can lift as if it's rising to support a lotus footing just above your head. Beautiful. And we're going to start with some Surya Namaskar. Checking in with this solar energy. So facing the short edge of the mat. We're going to have our hands at heart center. Take a deep breath in as we reach our hands up. Big morning stretch, almost like we're climbing vines here. And opening up to the sky. We'll exhale as we swan dive down. And go releasing forward fold, inhaling for exhale, resting the arms down. Palms plant.
I will also try to take the next one here.
Anybody could turn off the pop on the mute button when they have a moment. That would be very helpful. Hi, Alex. Hi, Greg. Okay. I saw a little comment. Okay, I'm looking at comment chat. Oh, okay. All good. So, as we work with our Surya Namaskar A, so what did we just do? We went up and down, and we were doing monkey pose, halfway lifting, so long spine. Exhale, halfway coming down, planting our palms, reaching our feet back, finding a downward facing dog here, Uddha, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and reaching our heels back, pressing our index fingers and thumbs into the mat as we reach our sits bones up and back. And coming forward, our hips coming like a wave, so that we're in one long line. And deep inhale as we press the ground away, and exhale as we lower down, maybe coming knees, chest, chin, going down all at once. Inhale with a gentle bend in the elbows. We try either cobra, or if you'd like to extend the arms, upward facing dog. And rolling over the feet, placing them down. We'll again find that downward facing dog as we take a deep inhale and exhale, walk to the front of the mat. Hanging heavy again, letting the neck relax as the head, your brilliant brains, all 18 pounds, relax down. Inhale, we take a drink of air as we rise up halfway. Exhale, we release down, allowing the knees to bend generously, and inhale as we open up, deep stretch, palms to the midline as they come to heart center once again. Well done. We're going to do that once again. So pressing the palms into one another, this time thinking about if you're moving through something. So maybe it's the sunlight that's between leaves in a tree, maybe it's something thick like honey, but you can make this practice as strong or light as you wish. So with that in mind, inhale, sending our palms up again. Exhale, opening them up and swan diving down. Forward fold, we inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to release down, planting the palms. Maybe the other foot reaches back as we find our downward facing dog. Reaching here, pressing those palms, reaching the heels back. Not feeling like we need to touch the ground, but just feeling as much sensation as feels good and right in your body. And inhale, bring the hips forward like that wave, pressing the ground away, and then lowering down onto our bellies. Inhale, coming up to our cobra or up dog, and exhale, bring our hips up and back. That down dog once again. And walking forward to the front of our mats, inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling to release down. Inhaling as we come up, palms together, and to heart center. Beautiful. And from this place, finding your breath. Thank you for taking that time to warm up. Now that our hearts are moving a little bit, we're going to check in for a moment. So I invite you to flutter your eyes closed, or maybe find a soft gaze. And from where you are, noticing if there are emotions in your body, if there are certain parts of your body that are feeling particularly tender or particularly open, taking note. And I'd like to share a Sanskrit word that has been on my mind a lot lately, and it's sankalpa. So san is a highest truth, so a noble truth, a truth above all. And kalpa is a vow. So a sankalpa is like our intention. We set an intention for our practice. So I invite you to consider what your highest truth is in this moment and how you could vow to yourself to follow through with that vow in our time together today and beyond the mat, if you so choose. So taking a moment, maybe bringing hands into Anjali Mudra, this mudra of gratitude, hands of the heart. And yoga means union and becoming conscious, paying attention on purpose. So in the spirit of union, we're going to take a deep breath and Om together. I know not everybody is together, but we can imagine that our voices are creating a cacophony of sound. So deep inhale. Om. Thank you and welcome. Good, and keeping your eyes gently closed for a moment, I invite you to join me on a little visualization here. So maybe some of you are already outside, but if you're not, I invite you to envision an outdoor spot that has some personal and positive meaning to you, something you remember fondly, some place you remember fondly. And what kinds of things are you noticing around you? On your skin, is there a dew? Do you feel grass? Do you feel warmth of the sun? A cool breeze? Are there smells that you're noticing? Maybe the smell of a flower, the smell of rain. If there's any tastes in your mouth, like the taste of something you just ate, perhaps. Maybe if we're outside, thinking like some berries or, I don't know, a nice apple from the tree. And what are you seeing? What kinds of colors and shapes and textures are around you? And in addition to yourself, I invite you to imagine circle of people you love, a circle which you are a part of. All of you are in this fondly remembered place together. And one by one, everybody in this circle is sharing how they're doing. And everybody else, while they share, is giving their full attention, their eyes, their ears, their heart to the person who is talking. And as we go around this circle, you two are listening actively. And when it comes to be your turn, you look to the person next to you, someone you care for very much, and you exchange some kind of signal. Maybe it's a hand squeeze, maybe it's a meeting of the eyes, and you know it's your turn. So stepping forward, stepping into yourself, you share how you are doing. And taking a moment now in your mind's eye, maybe even aloud, how are you doing? Thank you for sharing. And you were heard by everyone. People were turning their eyes and ears and hearts to you. And as you return to the circle, feeling that support, and that person next to you who signaled that it was your turn, maybe they reach over and placing their hand over your hand, or placing their hand on the upper middle part of your back. They give you a little lift, a little reassurance, a little support. And you remember that lift. Good. And lengthening the inhales and exhales, thinking about the air entering through the chest, ribs, and chin, and releasing through the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Coming in like a wave crashing on the shore, and then moving back out to the tide. Both your sankalpa, your intention, that feeling of support, and now your breath can be places to return to, and of course your body. Great. So from our Tadasana here, we're going to inhale as we open our arms up towards the sky. And on our exhale, opening up, we're going to sit back like we're sitting back on a little chair, Utkatasana here. And as we reach our hips back, we're going to stretch our palms forward like we're reaching for something that we really, really want with our hearts and our guts. And as we inhale, we lengthen the arms, lift the face, and reach the hips a little bit deeper on the exhales. One more inhale here, and exhale, we release all the way down. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, we release down. And taking a moment to sway here, gently moving the hips side to side. Letting go, letting the head hang heavy. Thinking about little weights in each fingertip, relaxing your arms down. Neck is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. The spine is relaxing down into its natural curvature. Good. And bending the knees as we come back into our chair pose. We're going to bring our hands just above our knees, so not right on the joints, but on our thighs, and finding a nice strong grip here. We're going to inhale as we come into our cow pose from this Utkatasana. So belly is sinking low, pelvis is tipping forward, face is gazing up. And on our exhale, we'll curve the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. We turn so that our backs are like those of Halloween cats. Gaze is towards the belly button. And inhale again. Shoulders broadening, arms going into their sockets as we find our cow. And exhale as we curl the spine. Coming into our cat. One more of those, deep inhale. And exhale, good. Nice, and coming all the way up, reaching the arms forward. We'll bring them to heart center and allow them to come to either side of our hips. Open palms. As we're here in our equal standing pose, our Samasthiti, and we're going to lift up our right leg, working towards a 90-degree angle in that right foot, and reaching it up. On our exhale, we'll send it behind us, finding the arch of our foot lining up with the heel of our other foot. So right foot turned in, maybe 45 degrees, maybe 60 degrees, whatever works for you. And that front leg is turned towards the left. And if you'll join me in bringing our hands to our hips, we're going to square the hips forward. So maybe that means adjusting the leg stance a little bit, but we're coming into our warrior one here, which means hips and shoulders are facing forward. Good. And as you settle in here, maybe you'd like to keep your hands in Anjali Mudra right at the heart center or at the hips as we remind them of this squaring. Maybe you'd like to lift the arms up so that they reach on either side of the ears. And energy is flowing from the fingertips. Maybe pinkies turn in as thumbs turn out. And each finger spreads wide. Good. And we're going to relax the arms down for a moment. We're going to add some dynamic stretching here. So on our next inhale, arms can flow up again if that feels good and right in your body. Front leg straightens. And exhale, come down. Almost like we're flying here. Inhale. Limbs come to straighten. And exhale, finding our warrior one again, a little bit deeper each time. Inhale. Our exhale, moving into the space that we're creating. Inhale. And exhale, good. Very nice. And letting the arms come down. Reaching for either side of that left foot, because we drew our right one back. And we're finding our runner's lunge here. So working towards a 90-degree angle in that left knee and working towards a straight right leg, whatever that may look like for you. And we're going to rock and roll a little bit here. So lowering down that right knee, if that feels okay for you, we're going to bring our hips back, using our hands to guide us. This is our half Hanuman, our half split. And so on our inhales, we're going to come forward into that runner's lunge, lifting up that right knee. And on our exhales, we'll roll back, feeling some engagement in our abdomens. That's the tapas, just the right amount of tension, fire in our bellies created from that just the right amount of sensation. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back. Good. Inhale one more time. And exhale, coming back. Pinky toe or left side of the foot can open up towards the left for a moment as we stretch the hamstrings. And then we're going to turn around so that our right knee is facing towards each other and our left leg is extended. The base of the foot, the sole of the foot, can find maybe a flat way to land, maybe the foot is turned out, whatever works for you. And on our inhale, we're going to rise up with the arms. And exhale, we're going to bow over towards the left, reaching, taking the side stretch here, opening up the face and the chest, reaching with those right fingers, right hand fingers. And inhale, engaging with that fire in our bellies as we reach the right hand over besides our right leg and reach to the other side with our left arm. If you'd like to reach that right leg over to join the left, finding a side plank, you can do that here. Or you could stay exactly where you are. Both have that wonderful side stretch benefits. Both are wonderful options. Good. One more inhale here as we gaze up, opening the heart. And exhale, we'll come on down, finding center, reaching both knees behind us, opening them wide so that they are a little wider than our hips, sitting back on our heels and walking the hands in front of us for Balasana, our child's pose. And once you're there, maybe you flutter the eyes closed, turning inward with the senses, Pratyahara, here for a moment. Checking in, maybe finding that anchor again, your intention, that sankalpa, your breath, a certain part of the body that you'd like to bring awareness to, that feeling of support, something entirely different that I didn't even say. And whatever that thing is, breathing it in a little bit more deeply, taking some of the deepest breaths you've taken so far today, perhaps. Letting air fill your body, coming in, chest, ribs, belly, and leaving when it's ready for the belly, ribs, and chest to make room for the next breath. Good. And when you're ready, without putting any weight into the head, we're going to gently roll up onto the crowns of our head. So keeping the weight in our lower body, in our legs, we're going to interlace our fingers just in front of our scalps, of our heads, as we come into rabbit pose. So gently, we're turning upside down, little inversion here. As we change the flow of blood. So face is looking towards the belly button again. Rabbit pose here. Good. And then transitioning so that our palms are in front of us. We are in tabletop pose for a moment. Finding that cat-cow here. Inhale as we sink the belly low. Exhale as we curl up. And as we return to neutral spine, we'll take the right ear and the right hip together to the right side, creating a C, and the left hip and the left ear together To the left, another C. And gently shifting the weight into the lower half of our body. We'll walk forward towards our hands. Again, swaying gently here in our forward folds, letting the head take the neck and shoulders and back to a place of calm, letting the fingertips do the same with the palms, the forearms, the elbows, the upper arms. And inhale, we'll take a deep drink of air as we lift up halfway. Exhale as we release down. And inhale as we come up. Big opening of the arms, hands come to heart center. And down again to our hearts. Beautiful. Palms are pressing into one another as those roots from our feet are planting down and our feet are spreading apart from one another like we're stretching the mat, and at the same time pressing our palms into one another. Feeling that fire igniting in the belly or continuing to grow. Good. And inhale, we'll send the palms up again. Exhale, opening to the sky. We'll sit back again in that chair, noticing what it's like to be here again. Sitting back as we reach forward with our arms. Maybe our pinky fingers swirl in as our thumbs turn out and up. Open palms. And releasing down, relaxing. We'll inhale as we halfway lift. Exhale as we release down. Inhale as we come up with that bend in the knees, palms to heart center. And this time, lifting up that left knee, finding that 90-degree angle, that crane with our left leg. And on our next exhale, we'll meet with our left foot behind us, finding our warrior one, setting up here. So right heel coming into line with the left sole of our foot, the left arch. Maybe that means a 45-degree angle, 60-degree angle with your back foot and leg, whatever works for you. And you can join me in gently bringing the hands to the hips and reminding them to square forward. Shoulders stack right on top. We're bringing our fires into our awareness again as we open our ribs, creating room for the breath, lift our hearts, and find a resting place for our hands. Maybe at heart center, maybe at the hips, maybe reaching up on either side. Good, and now that we've found the pose, we're going to relax the arms down and inhale as we again enter this dynamic stretch. So inhale as we straighten all the limbs. And exhale, coming into that warrior one. Inhale. And realize we're bending while we lift our arms. Thank you for your patience. And exhale, everything lengthens and relaxes down. Inhale, bending into that front knee, lifting the arms. And exhale, everything is long and relaxed. Inhale one last time. And exhale, relaxing down. Very nice. And as we reach up, arms can swan dive down so we find either side of the right foot with the palms. And the ball of the left foot can swivel in as we gently lower down the left leg and walk our hands back as we reach the right toes to flare. The foot is flexing. And we're going to come in between our half Hanuman, our half split, and our runner's lunge. So inhale as we come forward. Long leg with the left, and exhale as we rock back. Inviting ease and smoothness into this. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back. toes and foot reaching back. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, reaching back. Nice. And maybe the edge of that right foot turns to the right side as we open up, feeling something in our hamstrings or not. Either way, just noticing. Good. And when ready, we'll turn to front to face each other again. And if this is a little tough on your knee, please reach for a blanket or a t-shirt or any kind of thing that would cushion you and make this more comfortable. And as we root ourselves down, whatever that may mean for you, we're going to inhale our arms up, deep breath, and exhale, coming over to the right side, finding that deep side stretch, reaching for part of the right leg. We can really support ourselves in and ground into as we rise up with our hearts, with our faces. Again, that pinky finger can swirl in as thumb turns up, finding that open hand mudra. And inhale, we'll engage that fire in the bellies as we rise up and reach that left palm underneath the left shoulder, finding the side body stretch on the other side. Finding your breath here too. Maybe if you found it worth exploring on the other side, reach that left leg under and shift the right leg on top, finding that side plank or not. Again, both wonderful options. Good, one more breath here. And exhale, circling down with our palms in front of us. This time we're going to keep our knees and ankles together for Balasana. And sitting again on our heels. We'll walk the palms forward as we rest. Foreheads down. Foreheads can be stacked, unfolded. Arms as the brow gently rests. Maybe you interlace your hands and create a little pillow for your forehead. Wherever you are, returning to your anchor as you roll side to side with your brow, letting any kind of tension in the face go, anything that doesn't serve you, exhaling it from the body. We're trying to do that. Sometimes easier said than done. Good. And when you're ready, we're gonna inhale and exhale a little bit more deeply as we walk up from that child's pose and cross at the ankles, the lower parts of the legs, and extend our legs out in front of us. Good. And we're going to come into a little boat pose here. So we're going to lift our calves or keep them grounded, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to go for a little flight. So finding what works for you here. Maybe we do the lift, maybe we're down. Arms can be open, receiving energy, or palms facing down to really ground ourselves. And maybe you'll join me in a gentle bat, another kind of dynamic movement here. And the whole time we're doing this, thinking about the heart rising. Maybe you have a place in mind that you're flying to. Maybe you have a picture of it in your mind's eye. Finding your breath. As the fire engages in the belly, looking also for lightness. allowing both truths to exist at the same time. Good, and inhale, reaching up, reaching towards our knees, and on the exhale, we're going to extend our legs in front of us, or some Paschimottanasana here, our forward bend. So inhale, we're going to swoop the arms up again, and exhale, reaching as far as feels good with a straight spine. And from that place, maybe relax down and curve your back gently, like we were doing in our cat pose. This is a tricky one, so making sure to honor your body here. Only good, going as far as feels good and right in this moment. And gently lowering down, we're going to roll vertebrae by vertebrae as we find the ground completely. We're going to bring our knees in towards our chest, hugging them into seed pose and rocking side to side, maybe front and back, maybe making a little circle with your knees as your back grounds down. Good. And when you're ready, heels can reach down, gently touching the sits bones. And palms can root down as our arms do too. And if you feel good here, maybe you reach for a block to support your lower back. That can feel really good. We're going to do a little dynamic bridge pose here. So on our inhales, we'll lift the pelvis up, lifting the hips. And exhale, gently lowering down, feeling that fire in your belly as we're just slow. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, slowly, carefully, with strength, lowering down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale with strength and mindfulness, lowering down. Inhale, up. Exhale, lowering down. Very nice. And last thing we're going to do here, a little inversion. So if you have a wall handy, you can extend your legs up the wall. Or if you'd like to stay as you are, maybe roll your hips up ever so slightly so you can tuck your hands under your hip bones and reach your legs up. Soles of the feet reaching towards the sky. Noticing what it's like to have that reverse flow of blood. So often we are walking upright or doing things upright. So what is it like to have our feet be the highest part of us? Finding your breath here. Maybe there's a little shake in the legs if you're like me. We're finding our edges, working on strength. And whenever you are ready, we'll lower the legs down. And maybe the knees swish from side to side, releasing that inversion. And whenever you're ready, we're going to come into our Shavasana, our final resting pose. We're there already. Maybe you reach for a block, a pillow for your head to rest on. Maybe something to put under your knees so you can have that release of the back, lying more completely on the mat. If you're in an air-conditioned room, maybe you reach for some socks to maintain the warmth you've created here. And wherever you are, finding that soft gaze, or if you feel comfortable, gently fluttering the eyes closed.
I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the road in that's inside. I am mine. I
Gently returning your awareness to the breath as we lengthen the in and exhales. Doing a quick body scan, starting at your heart and your belly. Maybe you place hands over both energy centers, and that energy emanates into your limbs, the upper arms and lower arms, the hips, the sitting bones, the shoulders, the chest, neck, face, scalp, crown of the head and beyond. From the legs into ankles, soles of the feet, toes, tips of the toes and beyond. Into the palms, fingers, fingertips and beyond. And when you're ready, gently rolling onto one side, folding yourself into an embrace. Thank you for being exactly who you are. And when you're ready, gently coming up to a seated position. And if you'll join me in a final Om as we close our practice, we'll take a deep inhale and Om. And with PYC, we do something, we bring our hands to our foreheads, we say, know the truth, bring them to our mouths, speak the truth, and then to our hearts, be the truth. So thank you, each of you, for your beautiful, radiant lights. Namaste. And thank you for being here.